Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John and this is Timberborn. Okay, we are one day into the 18-day drought. It's not going to be a problem for us, we have plenty of food and water and all of that sort of stuff. We are in the process of moving towards these other two bad water sources here. I have shut down our mine and we've put in some scavenger flags down here to get rid of this ruin. It looks like we're not doing a great deal because I think we're full on, or pretty full on, scrap storage. Yeah, we could do with a little bit more storage space for that, I think. Let's have a look. Not a huge amount of room for us to do that. What are you for? You're for metal blocks and you're empty. Okay, that's good. Our smelters should be operating. You should be operating. Oh yeah, you're bringing scrap metal in. That's good. Alright. So we will be turning our scrap metal into metal blocks as we go. Let's have a look. We've got a few hundred storage spaces available. So that's fine. Yeah, so we're going to be clearing this area out, and then we're going to be coming across here and doing something with these bad water sources over here. I have an idea, partly inspired by a comment made about this section, about whether we could put in power wheels through here. They won't fit through here, unfortunately, as you can see, that because they're too high above the levees there, it would go right into our subterranean irrigation system up there. So that's not going to work there, but it could certainly work over here, couldn't it? If we drop these two bad water sources down into a channel underneath all of this and feed it off maybe this way. Haven't decided yet, but in a tunnel, certainly. So building up the dirt around it with power wheels in it, that would give us a good source of power and it would deal with that bad water. So that's my vague idea there. Thank you, autosave. The other issue we were having is this contamination spreading around here. Now, it turns out that impermeable floors aren't impermeable. Contamination still seeps through, which is unfortunate. So what I've done, as you can see, is I am putting in explosives around all of these. Let's get rid of the... There we are. Get rid of the water so we can see what we're doing. Yeah, so I'm putting in explosives here. So we're going to bring down this little section by one and replace that with platforms or overhangs with impermeable floors. And that should, in theory, get rid of our contamination problem. Again, in theory. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm willing to try it because we've tried everything else. Up here we've got our housing arrangement, which is working quite well. Our well-being is nice. And let's have a look. The only thing that we're missing out on is, again, rooftop terraces, campfires, scratchers, and the earth repopulator. I mean, the earth repopulator, that shouldn't be that much of a problem because all of our housing is around here. And it was also suggested that we reduce the working hours for the beavers, which, since they are only producing, as far as I can tell, or as far as I can remember, they're only producing logs and raw food, we probably could get away with that. We probably could decrease that a little bit. I'm going to wait until we've boosted our log storage again, because we blitzed through quite a lot of those logs earlier. So we'll need to replenish our stocks a bit. So we're going to wait until we've done everything else before I start messing around with working hours, I think. But it does mean that this little log cutter down here can get rid of these dead trees and get those into storage. So that's a start. Yeah, that's where we are. I'm going to carry on and laying in these explosives. I think we're okay to delete the next two platforms. Get rid of that path and get rid of that platform. And then we can lay in the next couple of explosives. We're not in any hurry to do this. We just want it done, essentially. Yeah, so once that one's done, we can get rid of both of these. Yeah, that should be fine. It shouldn't take too long at all. So I'll come back when those are all laid in. Okay, this is day 13. And as you can see here, we've got a couple of oaks planted up here. But if we click on the forester, it no longer reaches those spaces. So at some point in the last 10 days, this forester's range has decreased. I don't know what's going on with these. We've already removed some of those. But now it looks like we're going to have to remove these as well. So, yeah. They're messing around with the range of the foresters. I could put in another one. I don't think I'll bother at the moment, though. It's a little frustrating because obviously we had it all planned out, but, you know, what can we do? Other than that, everything's going fine. Over here, if we sort of zoom in, we've got all of our explosives laid in. I'm just putting in steps down so that we'll be able to reach all of this level once we need to. So everything is going to be in place before we turn off the badwater. Yeah, I'm not going to put in the last set of steps until the last minute because we don't want anyone going in there to collect all of these bits of rubble. So we'll leave it for the moment. Wait until that's done. Then we'll shut off the badwater. Then we'll set those explosives off, and then we'll put in the platforms or overhangs. I haven't quite decided yet. I'd like to use overhangs because it will be easier for us. But we'll see what happens. Okay, day 14, and we are just about ready to go. So I am going to do the dangerous thing. We are going to close off these badwater sources, which means we're going to be out of power for the most part. We'll still have a couple of chargers over here, and these do have some power in them, so at least some of our bots will be able to charge. But as soon as this badwater disappears, we will demolish this section and get in with building the overhangs or platforms. So, let's wait until the badwater disappears. Okay, there we go. The badwater is on its way out, so let's get those steps in and let's set these off. There we go. Right, I'm going to pause it. Now, let's have a look. What have we got there? That's 5 wide, isn't it? Like so. And we want a 4 in that corner. Oops, I've just completely missed it. There we are. Yeah, we want a 4 in that one. Like so. And we will high prioritize all of these. They can get most of them done without too much of a problem. There we go. And we will put in, where are we? Impermeable floors across them like that as well. And we will prioritize all of this. Like so. Okay. Now moving on. Hopefully they'll get that done pretty quickly and I'll come back when they do. Okay, all of the overhangs are in. We're just now waiting for the impermeable floors to go in, which hopefully shouldn't take too long, because they only take 1 metal each. But as you can see, we are getting a lot of bots out of energy, a lot of buildings without workers. So hopefully they'll get this done pretty quick and we can turn everything back on again. Okay, we're just waiting for this one to drop off that, and then hopefully we'll get a slightly speedier builder through. Okay, there we go. Right, that's being built. We can actually just open all this up now and get that power flowing again. Yep, it's done. Right, I'm going to get rid of these stairs to stop anyone else going down there. There we are. So we should start getting power fairly soon. Okay, the wheels have started turning, so it looks like the badwater is slowly returning. We are building up a little bit of power. So hopefully we'll be able to get some... yeah, we can see some beaver bots charging down here. More over here. So yeah, we are getting some power through. They are being able to charge. That should start decreasing, hopefully. Nothing to do in range. Who's this? Oh, you're done, are you? Excellent stuff. We can pause you then. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be a bit of a problem for a few days getting everything back on track. But once that power returns and the bots start recharging, that should balance itself back out again. Now, we just need to wait for the bad water to come down here, and we'll see if our contamination problem is now over. Right, so it turns out our contamination problem is not over. Despite the bad water not actually touching any of the dirt, we are still getting contamination through here, so I give up. I'm just going to live with that contamination. I no longer care. Yeah, so the bad water must be contaminating sort of diagonally if we cut through this. So these levees are on top of dirt blocks, so obviously the contamination can either seep through the levees or seep diagonally through the corners onto the dirt and thus contaminate everything around here, which is, if you don't mind me saying so, bloody stupid. That's ridiculous, frankly. Yeah, I don't get it. Don't get it at all. That's a bad design choice by the devs. I will come out and say it. That's ridiculous. I dislike. Hard dislike. But we'll live with it, because what else can we do? Okay, day 22. We've got about a week left of the drought. We're doing absolutely fine. The only thing that's a little concerning is the amount of logs we're going through. Obviously, we're using them in making metal blocks. So that might be why we're burning through them quite as quickly as we are. I've put in some additional scrap collectors over here. And I'm really hoping that log production will pick up. But I've put some additional planting in up here as well. So I've popped a forester in here. I've put another rooftop terrace next to it. And put in a little plantation of oak here. We've got a log cutter there, but it's turned off for the moment until all of these are grown. Yeah, we're looking 25 days or so. So, you know, maybe about 3/4 of the way through the next drought or bad tide, they'll be ready. I've put in another campfire up here because we are still a little low on... Where are we? Oh, there we go. We've topped up now. That's helped. So our campfire and rooftop terrace has increased. So that's good. So really, what are we looking at here? What's letting us down? The earth repopulator is pretty much the only thing that's letting us down now. So that's good. Yeah. And we're still hovering around a well-being of 69, which is nice. Okay, I will spin on a little longer. I'll spin on till the end of the drought, and we'll see how we do. It will be absolutely fine. I can't imagine there'll be any major problems. As I say, this is the thing that's concerning me at the moment, is the speed at which we're going through logs and not replacing them. I mean, the fact that we've had to sort of slightly decrease the size of these planting areas up here is a minor issue. But everywhere else seems to be okay. Okay, there we go. The drought is over. So we're back to normal. Although, I suppose in hard mode, drought is normal, isn't it? But anyway, we are doing absolutely fine. Food and water is okay. Our logs have improved, so that's good. Presumably we stopped burning them all to make metal blocks, but, you know. I've put in some additional storage for scrap metal over here to give them some place to put all of these. Still thinking about what we're going to do in terms of these bad water sources. Obviously, the first thing we're going to do probably is build a tubeway up here and get some domes put on these, whatever they're called, discharges. We'll get those on there to at least shut them off. That will ease up the flow through all of here. And only fresh water will be coming through this section then. So we'll be able to see how much is sort of naturally greened by the flow of fresh water once we get rid of all of this. So that's going to be the next stage. I'm going to wait until we've got rid of these ruins first, I think. Although using metal blocks for... where are we? Yeah, using metal blocks for the tubeways isn't a bad idea. Maybe then. Maybe. If we come out... Alright, yeah, we'll set in a few. We'll make them solid tubeways. We'll come out like so. And build across like that. Oh, do you know what? We might as well fill this in, hadn't we? Or are we? We can at least fill in like that. And then... we don't want to dynamite because we don't want this coming through at the same level because this will fill with bad water. And we don't want bad water leaking all the way through our tubeway into our fresh water source down here. Not that we're using this for anything else, but we want to be careful of that. So once that is done, we will come across like that and then up onto this level. Like so. And then... I mean, honestly, we should really move across, shouldn't we? Alright, let's do that. I mean, we can always rebuild this whole thing later. That's not an issue. We will put in... Perfect. One of those. Come across with the tubeway. And up onto this level here. Where we can build ourselves a tubeway station. We'll bring it as far forward as we can in a straight line, like so. There we are. So we can get that all built. That will... you're going to get trapped there, aren't you? Oh, no, you're all right. You can walk through the ruins. That's fine. Yeah, so we'll get all that done. That's good. Over here, I have squared off this section and put in a swimming pool so that we can hydrate the last little bit. I think that's pretty much all I've done. Yeah, I extended the planting here a little bit as well, just into this spot there. Yeah. I should probably turn these water pumps back on. I think we've got the bots for it. Yeah, we do. There we go. Okay. I keep thinking about this bit, and I'd like to get it sorted, but I honestly can't be bothered messing around with it anymore. We could put in, I suppose, where would it be leaking from? That's the question. Oh, I don't know. I would say we could put in irrigation barriers, but yeah. It's more hassle than I can be bothered dealing with right now. So I'm just going to leave it. Our water should be returning. I think I've set everything correctly. So we shouldn't have any major issues. We might get some flooding here and there, but, you know, it is what it is. We can deal with that. Right then, how are we doing over here? You've drained quite a lot of your batteries, haven't you? Let's hope we get a good few days of the wet cycle. And we can put some charge back in those. Right, I guess I will spin on for a couple of days. We'll get this tubeway laid in. We'll see how long that takes. We have dropped our well-being slightly. Not entirely sure what's causing it. We don't have a lot of wet fur bonus, but we do have a lot of swimming pools. So they certainly have the option to wet their fur. Okay, we're filling up a little bit there, aren't we? Should we drop that to 0.65 maybe? so it starts flowing out earlier. Maybe. Well, we'll do it for now. Yeah, we'll do it for now. I think with the swimming pool there, we might want another one up here. In fact, let me get rid of these paths. And if we... I guess if we put one in just around here... That should be alright, shouldn't it? Yeah, that should be alright. We'll put one in there. Do you know what? I'm half tempted. No, I'll do that. I'll do that. That's fine. Right. What else do we want? I mean, I guess we could put in some more water storage as well, couldn't we? Let's put a large water storage... I mean, I guess we put it there. It's a little bit out of the way. Leaves us a bit of space for decoration. I'm going to bring that out a little bit wider, and then I'm going to put in a couple of benches in front of that monument. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll spin on for a few days. Okay, so halfway through day 5, and our tubeway station is in. And I have realised that we've put it so that is right in front of the door, so we're going to have to demolish that, I think. There we go. And then we'll get a little stretch of path. We'll put in a lumberjack. We'll clear out these dead trees. And then we'll put in some platforms across so we can get over to put a discharge on there. Oh, there, getting rid of that tree already. Good on ya. There we go. We'll bring the path up. Like that's probably fine. There we go. We'll pop in a lumberjack flag. We will mark all of these trees to cut. There we go. Can they reach any more from there? No, they can't. We can put a platform across there or an overhang across there so they can get to those trees as well and clear those out. There we go. Right. Let's have a look. What's the best way to do this? Probably overhangs, isn't it? So we'll get a nice long overhang there. And I don't think that's going to be quite enough to reach it. So we'll put in a platform. And then we'll pop a discharge on top of that. There we go. Excellent stuff. Just the job. Right. That's step 1. We'll let them get on with that. The water's returned pretty much everywhere. We're just waiting for this lake to fill up and flow through the floodgates here. Over on this side, that's flowing nicely. So we're getting fresh water pushing all the way down here. And obviously this lake over here is overflowing as well. I was thinking that it might be worth getting a bit of dynamite on there and then sticking in a single dam so that we get some water leaking this way as well. Because then it will flow through all this section and meet up with this section here. And we can come down and remove these barriers eventually. But yeah, that's my thoughts right now. We could do the same over here, couldn't we? Get rid of these. Dynamite a channel through. And put in floodgates the same that we've done over here. That's an idea. We could do that. Okay. But that's what's going on. Up here I did put in another swimming pool, as you can see. I don't know that it's being used particularly. Yeah, bits and pieces. Oh, there we go. There's a couple of beavers in there already. Look at that. I also reduced the work hours by 1 more. We'll see how that goes. In fact, yeah, we'll give them a 12-hour working day. That should be fine. And we'll see how our stocks do then. Right, I'll spin on probably now till the start of the drought or bad tide. We haven't had the warning yet, but I'm expecting it in the next sort of day or two. There we are. 27 days. That's a bit more like it. That's a bit more of a challenge for us. I like that. Okay. We should be all right. The water is pretty full everywhere. We've got this almost completely full, so that'll last us, 4 days maybe? Down here, this is pretty full. Obviously, this is full. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. So, what I've done over here, as you can see, this is slightly more full than it needs to be. I dug a test pit to find out where our irrigation system starts, which is right there. So we can lay in dynamite to spread that this way a little bit. Doesn't need to come... I mean, we want to sort of fertilise all that. It's not going to go much farther than that because of the tube way. But we might get a little bit spreading underneath. But we'll do that shortly because we're currently using a lot of our explosives over here. Yep, we're laying them on this last little stretch down here to bring this down to the sort of base level of the lake. So that's going on. Over here, we are clearing out all of this. We've got our bad water discharge on there, and we've closed it up. So this bad water should be evaporating. So that's nice. I've set up a destroy order on this last blockage. Over here, we're going to take all these out, and then we'll replace that with an overhang. And that will get us out over here where this second bad water source is. And we can stick another discharge on that. And then we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with it. Yeah, that's going to be the tricky bit. What I'm thinking currently is dropping this one down into a tunnel that comes over here. This one into a tunnel that comes and joins up with it. And then we can possibly bring it along back up here. Loop back on itself. And then out across the map. Or down this way, along here. And out over here somewhere. Don't know. But we do need to make sure that our tunnels are big enough to fit large water wheels, because we are going to line it with power wheels. So we're going to have a tunnel that's at least 4 tiles high, I think. So we're going to need to leave ourselves plenty of room for that. I suppose we could come right down underneath this water, couldn't we? Bring it all the way down to basically the bottom of the map. And then we could do what we liked with it. We could swing it backwards and forwards to our heart's content, couldn't we? Yeah, that's something to think about. 4 high is going to be tricky. I don't know how I'm going to do that. We'll have to think. Maybe build it sort of 2 high and then destroy the 3 high and then destroy the floor. Something like that. That might be the way to do it. Don't know. We'll have to figure it out, but we'll figure it out. Okay, everything else is going absolutely fine. So I will spin on for a couple of days into the drought. Oh, there is one other thing I want to do. Now that the water has stopped flowing. Oops, thank you. Now that the water's stopped flowing, I want to set this off and get a dam in its place. There we go. And we'll get... we're going to lose all this water anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we'll get a dam in there. And we'll put it on a priority, just so it gets done before all of that dynamite. Okay, I'll spin on for a couple of days then. Right, day 15. We've got 21 days left of the drought. So we've had a little over a week. 3 weeks left. We have both of our bad water sources up here are now capped and closed. So this bad water should be evaporating away. So that's good. I have set up steps down here to start attacking this. No, where are we? Want metal. This ruin over here. So we'll lay in... Oh dear, I completely lost the camera there. There we are. We'll lay in another bank of scrap flags there. Set them all to bot operation. There we are. like so. Excellent stuff. And they should be, yeah, well, already coming to build those. That's good. Just down here, where the old scrap was, and the old scrap collectors, I've put in a bank of bot chargers. And we've connected it up with solid power connectors all the way back up to here. So, it just follows the tube ways and is laid on top, and it's solid in case we want to put paths or anything else on top of that as well. Yeah. I haven't up here continued our irrigation channel yet, so let's get that set up. We want 2 deep, and we want it coming out from there. And we'll bring it, I mean, we might as well bring it just all the way down to there. That shouldn't interfere with anything. That should be good. Okay, our dam is in over here, so some of the water will flow out into this channel and green this area, which will be good during the wet season, obviously. The water in here lasted a little bit longer because we were perfectly full and they weren't draining a great deal of it. But now that it has drained, we can turn off that control tower and pause these water pumps, which obviously frees up a bunch of bots for us, which is good because we are not actually increasing our number of spare bots. It's very much a case of create, break down, create, break down. So, yeah, give it a couple of weeks and hopefully that will improve. I have put in a second bot in our second bot assembler to kind of pick up that pace a little bit. But yeah, we will see how that goes. Everything else is going okay. I don't think we need to add any bots into the water collectors up here. I think we should be fine there. Our wood situation has sorted itself out perfectly well. Everything else is going absolutely fine. Yeah. So I'll give them a couple of minutes to just finish off these explosives. There we are, just doing the last one now. Come on, get on with it. There you are. Brilliant. Right, and we can set these off. There we go, that's perfect. And we can now start laying in all of the dirt over the top. Oops, went a bit far that way. Like so. There we go. And we'll join that path back up, just because. That's all ready to go then. One more thing. And I thought I should probably wait until daylight to do this, but we have a whole bunch of explosives to set off down here, as you can see. Yeah, so that'll bring this section, if we get rid of the water for a second, that'll bring this section down to the same level as the base of the lake here. So it'll give us a bit more water storage down here. And we will come down and put water pumps in here eventually, I expect. But at the moment, it's not really worth it. We don't really need them. We've got the 2 large reservoirs. This is just, you know, pretty. So yeah, we will end the episode there, I think. So thank you very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't done already. Really does help the channel out. Please comment down below. Also helps the channel out. All that engagement is great stuff. Thank you very much to everybody who does engage in that way. And please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And bye-bye.